Can we talk about that for a second? I've actually seen some feedback. A lot of people hate the fact that I critique anything about The Rock. So even when I say good things about him, they're still like, why is Brian such a hater?
Well, hey, you gave him 3 or 4 chances to bring your dog back.
That's exactly right. And he didn't. He killed my dog. Actually, he gave it away to someone else as a charitable act, and he filmed himself doing it. But anyway, even when I say good things about The Rock, people are like, you hate him and everything. The last review they got on you, too, I saw some of the comments. You said, why didn't anyone come out to save Cody? Why did it go on so long? They're saying it's obvious. He's the final boss. He's in charge. Who's going to come out there and stop him if he's the boss?
Look at here. What I'm saying is, when I say why didn't anybody try to stop it? It doesn't just have to be the wrestlers. Couldn't it be any fucking bystanding person on the security or the building staff? Would the fucking building staff be on the walkie-talkie talking to the manager? Hey, there's some shit going on in the parking lot. Just give some element of some chaos rather than. And I like what The Rock did with the clip he put out on Instagram, since we've taken a side turn here, where after and they played it here on the program later on, but not in its entirety like Rock put it up. But where the fucking production assistant or whoever is clear or off the air. Well, fuck, you're off the air. The problem is they showed that there were still photographers. There were multiple camera people. There were people standing around.
Yeah, everyone was
there. And you would, at some points, if it was as legitimately violent as you're trying to portray it to be, wouldn't 1 or 2 grown adult men try to say, this is going too far, and you ain't get shoved down or anything, but everybody's just standing around letting it happen. And then the guy says, clear. Well, Rock says, well, fuck, you're clear, and hits him some more. But that just shows that the people standing around it weren't taking it as seriously as it may have been intended, doesn't it? Am I overthinking this?
Maybe. I mean, again, people really resisted what you said, and I agree.
They said, well, they said that, well, The Rock is their boss, the final boss. But goddamn, when you professional football teams try to hold each other when you're fighting a guy from another team, the guy on the same team, they're trying to fucking separate it, break it up. It's going too far. That type of thing. You see what I'm saying? You can only have a certain level of belief in or sympathy for a vicious beatdown if there's some people or some entity or somebody trying to stop it when it goes too far. But when you see a bunch of people standing around just looking, even if the goddamn cameraman, that's kind of accepted. But when you see a group of people and they're, we're just scared to step in, and no wrestlers coming out to save the day, and no office representative or building staff or anybody, get somebody go screaming, stop it, you fucking morons, you're crazy. It's one of my picadillos. I like a chaotic scene.
How much heat is The Rock going to get when he does something to knock down or beat up Triple H? Because everyone knows Triple H has a medical condition.
Oh, and he needs to, you know what? Rock needs to prep for his confrontation with Triple H that eventually happens by fucking training for the heart punch, just like Stan Stasiak or Ox Baker.
You know what? He could pull it off. He could pull that off. He really could.
It wouldn't be worse than a people's elbow. But anyway.
You hate The Rock. You're awful. How dare you criticize the people's elbow?
If you knew what that he did to Brian's dog, then you would not. I'm telling you, he
fucked the dog, didn't he? He likes to fuck dogs. Are you saying?
No.
Are you saying, Chip Cornette, that The Rock likes to fuck dogs?
No, I'm saying that he had him in the poi pot. He had him in the poi pot over there. Dog thought he heard the word potty, but he heard poi pot, and
because someone's gonna have to confront The Rock. Someone has to be the one. He's the final boss in terms of being a heel, but in terms of the company, there has to be some sort of on-screen representation that dresses him down or takes him down. If Triple H can't wrestle, and I'm going to assume that's true, because there's no
Yes.
reason not to. He has to be involved in it because of the natural thing with him and The Rock, but someone has to be there to take him down a notch so that he can't run wild on the show. The Cody incident should be the thing that prompts it.
Well, we don't know what's going to go on at WrestleMania. I don't know that it's time to confront him yet. Because, see, that's the thing. If Triple H was to come out and confront him on behalf of the WWE as a corporation before WrestleMania, that might, in my mind, remove some people's doubt that Cody may be going into a, dangerous, treacherous situation. Well, after WrestleMania, if Rock does something heinous on the Saturday night, which we would assume, hopefully he will, then whatever happens on Sunday, one would think that maybe it might be time to address it then, or maybe they don't want to rush that because they got other fish to fry. But sooner or later, Rock and Triple H in the ring, promo battle, two different opposing authority figures has to happen. They can't not do that.
It's amazing we're talking about all this. Again, Roman Reigns, a non-entity in the conversation, barely around. You got to wonder what his future is in terms of how he's going to be used and what they're going to do. Are they going to right away do an injury angle and he's out because someone turns on him? Or
No. I got a feeling that if we realize that all of a sudden he's in the back seat, they do too. And I have a feeling that they at least believe that what they're going to do over the next couple of weeks will put him back in a driver's seat or in a more prominent position. It's all part of the plan, Smithers. And now, if we're still saying this in about 3 weeks, then they got a problem.
I just had a crazy thought, and then we'll end this and go back to SmackDown, which we've conveniently left.
Yes.
If The Rock was going crazy in the ring, and the Bloodline's with him, Cody and Rollins are down, Jey Uso's down. Like I said before, Triple H is down. They're running wild. What if all of a sudden the glass breaks and out comes Steve Austin to confront The Rock? Would that work?
He
looked good in there with Owens a few years. I know he can't work a regular match or a long match or anything. He worked a gimmick match, but he didn't look like an old man or anything. He looked like Steve Austin.
It would work as far as a pop. It would work as far as people would lose their minds. But The Rock right now, even though he's The Rock, he's managed to insert himself in this thing where somehow he feels still kind of, we're talking about The Rock wrestling and nobody's like, oh, that broken down old Rock or he's been whatever, he's contemporary. If we throw another legend of any, no matter how good they look or even if they were going to be, if you throw another legend into the mix, then it becomes more about the legends. He's mixing in with these guys, and it's a brand new run. I think it would give it a different feel if Austin or anybody, and Triple H is the exception, being a legend, because he's not confronting him in a legend wrestler's position. He's confronting him as an executive. But I think Rock's got to be the only member of the Over the Hill gang in this fucking equation, don't you?
I mean, you would think, yeah. But I'm trying to also think who's at that level who could stop The Rock. In character, in storyline. And Endeavor has money to throw around. And we're trying to make this thing bigger and bigger and bigger and break more and more records.
Well, but...
and you have to work the WWE champion schedule. One match every 6 months.
Well,
maybe.
they've got 2 more matches that they have to have, or they're leaving big fucking... Well, I say big pay-per-view money, but they're leaving big matches on the table if they don't have Cody versus The Rock one-on-one, and if they don't eventually have Rock and Roman. And if you get those plus this weekend out of The Rock's in-ring career, at this point, I think you're farting through silk.
And then you look a little bit down the line, when Punk comes back, you got to go with Punk Rollins, you got to go with Punk McIntyre. Punk Cody is still a thing.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to go there right away.
And Punk Roman.
Cody Gunther.
Well, dude, now you've just
I'm now just throwing main eventers into the mix of what it's going to be. All right.
fucking goddamn Lawler and Idol. Just anybody. Whatever.
Brody
We're
Funk.
just blurting names out.
All right. Well, let's blurt back to SmackDown.